Hey, it's Jeremy Williams over the Bannock Real Estate Group, and one of the most common things I hear when we have a tight market like we do is, Jeremy, what does it take to get my offer accepted? Now, the answer is obviously price in terms of your offer. That's going to make it more attractive to a buyer. So, uh, price we hear come up quite often, but the offers aren't always about price. There's two sides, price and terms. And if we can get terms that are negotiated, I've seen a lot of times where sellers have been willing to take an offer that has better terms, but maybe not the best price. So that is certainly a way that we can focus on. So what are some of the things that our team uses to get your offer in first position? Well, number one, sometimes we use what we call escalation clauses. Escalation clauses that we can make an offer at a certain price, and that might be language in there that says you'll pay, say, $2,000 over the next best price. So if you make an offer for $450 and another offer comes in for $460, your offer would automatically go up to $462 and so on until a certain cap is reached. Make sure that you're not paying way outside your comfort level. But it does help give you the possibility of having the best offer up until that cap. So escalation clauses can be a great way to make your terms more attractive. Inspection prior to the offer is another thing that we use. So oftentimes a house will come on the market, you might have 4 to 5 days to see it and make an offer. Well, sometimes we've been using that time period to actually have the inspection. That way when we go and actually make the offer, we can take out the inspection negotiation. So if we take out the inspection contingency, the terms get really firm, and the seller usually has a good feeling knowing that there might not be any surprises as we go forward. Another thing that we spend a lot of time, and I can't stress this enough, is really spending time with the selling agent and getting a good idea of what the goals of the seller are. I mean, I think sometimes we just assume highest price, quickest sale. Well, in today's market, that's very far from the truth. Now, price does make a difference, but if we can learn about what the seller's trying to accomplish, do they want to be out in 30 days? Do they want to rent back for a couple months? Can we create a scenario that gives the flexibility to the sellers and work around their goals? That's going to be your best chance of getting an offer accepted. So those are just some of the different techniques that we use. Another one would be maybe like a pass, no pass inspection. So you would do an inspection on the house, have a contingency on the house to do an inspection, but unless if a major item comes up, we're not going to be paying attention to the small stuff. Sometimes people will put a cap on it saying anything under $5,000 we'll absorb, we're okay with it. But if it's over $5,000, we might want the right to still negotiate. So those are just some different hybrid ways that we can negotiate the inspection. One thing that we see quite often is people that are using FHA or VA loans are sometimes going to be complaining because they feel under a multiple offer situation, their offers might not get a strong look. And the reason for that is because under a VA or FHA loan, there's an appraisal process that has to confirm the condition of the property in order to get the money and get to closing. Well, the things that, if there's a condition that comes up that prohibits the appraisal from being released, sometimes that doesn't come up until like the week before closing. And sellers get a little wary because they want to make sure they have a done deal because they're also making plans on their side and they don't want to end up homeless as well. So different things that we can use on FHA or VA loans that we've done is say, write in terms that say, hey, if there's any work-related items, that's usually chipping paint, replacement of windows, sometimes or repair of roof or replacement of roof. We might write in there, hey, if there's any items that come up in the appraisal that have to be done prior to closing, we will pay up to say $5,000 or $10,000 of those items to make sure that that doesn't fall on the seller last minute. It usually gives them a little bit more peace of mind that they're going to be protected as they get towards closing. So another thing that we look at is maybe be willing to negotiate how the appraisal is taken care of. If you're putting a large down payment, say you're making an offer on a $500,000 house, you might put terms in there that says, hey, it just needs to appraise for at least $450,000. If it doesn't appraise for $450,000, we'll cover the difference between $450,000 and $500,000. The reason for that is because the way that houses are appreciating, it's not that that house might not be worth $500,000, but because the appraiser's using historical data to get a current value, sometimes these appraisals are coming in low. So it's just another way that a seller can feel more comfortable that you have the ability to move forward if something happens in the past. So these are just some of the tools that we're using that have allowed us to get buyers into houses even in this crazy market. We do use a lot more, so if you have any questions, reach out to us. You can reach us at Bannock Real Estate. Our phone number is 406-926-6767, and we look forward to talking to you soon.